with that, let's start the Mastermind for Purpose. So here's a little bit of our agenda. First off, thank you all for taking the time. I know that there's always packed schedules and everyone has other places they could be. So I appreciate you taking the time to come together and chat about this great resource. And I've got someone making a joke at me right now, so excuse me. So obviously today, every month we host these Mastermind for Purpose, and the objective of them, the goal of them, is to bring us together to share the greatest thing we have, which is our knowledge, our experience, to collaborate, to elevate people, to elevate programs and projects. That's really what we're trying to do with these. So this month, obviously, we're highlighting PDX CRN, PDX Community Resource Network, which had its soft launch yesterday, which we're so excited about because this has been a labor of love, and Amy's going to be telling us more about it. But this is a great resource, a great program in our community to help fulfill unmet community needs. It's really something that it brings people together for those who have to help those who have not or need a little assistance. So looking forward to showcasing this resource with you all. And then once Amy goes through and tells us a little more about the program, I'd like us to come together and share some ideas for how we can continue to get the word out. We've already done a lot of legwork to get the word out, but I think there's opportunity to continue to promote this further and just build on the number of people we already have registered. So that'll be the mastermind side of this. And then I'd like to share with you all the other purposeful projects that we have honored this year that were presented at the Business Expo West. And those purposeful projects will be highlighted in our upcoming Mastermind for Purposes. So throughout the summer, we will be highlighting each of those purposeful projects and talking about how we can elevate them and elevate the great work they're doing. So with that, we can go to the next slide. So BESThq, for anyone that doesn't know, and actually I should digress. I would like to have everyone introduce themselves on the call, please. So I am Tracy Mason with BESThq. I help with their communications and development. I've been with them since last September and very thrilled to be a part of a great organization and love working with folks like you and coming together to collaborate and share our common experiences and our uncommon experiences to try and move forward and thrive. So Amy, how about you introduce yourself, please?
Hi there, my name is Amy Church and I'm the Volunteer Program Manager for the Oregon Department of Human Services. And I also get to work on implementing community resource networks around the state.
Thank you. James?
Yeah, James Autry with BESThq, as well as a collaborative partner serving our neighbors. And so been helping out in various capacities and have a lot of fun and love to see the community come together. And we're missing Ron. He's a new granddad. I have to say that. So he's
happy for him.
He's in Spokane, and then he's got another daughter delivering, I think you said, this coming weekend here. Yeah. So he's kind of straddling two places, but excited to have the community growing.
Yes. Yes. Sherry?
Hi, I'm Sherry Lilly. I'm with Washington County with the Public Health Maternal Child and Family Program, and I am a community alignment specialist. So I work within our community partners that serve families prenatally through early childhood to just try to connect all partners so that everyone knows what's going on. And we're very excited to see the PDX CRN launch and just behind it any way we can.
Thank you. Glad you're here. Luis?
Hello, everyone. Luis with BESThq.
See?
Hi, everyone. I'm Wasi Khan. I'm with Galaxus Incorporated. We support and maintain the CRN platform, including the PDX CRN. And we are very fortunate to work with Amy from DHS and everybody else.
Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Mike.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Yarinaga. I'm a small business consultant with small biz cost savings, and I'm on a number of nonprofit boards, especially within the AAPI community. And Ron's in a double header, huh, James? That's interesting.
Is Yes, he's got 2 grandbabies being born this week, but his oldest and middle daughter both have little ones. One was born late last night, and one is set to arrive on Friday. So he and Jill are very, very busy.
Wow, the kids must have synchronized watches for that to have.
Right, exactly. Just to see how stressed out they can make their parents, I think. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. So for anyone not familiar with BESThq, BESThq is a collaborative business community built on the principles of relationship, empowerment, and inclusion. We work to build companies, to help organizations and companies build and thrive, and we support the sustainable growth of businesses that make up our community, all under the quadruple P's of people, planet, profit, and purpose. So really just, I love what BESThq stands for. I love the fact that it's really just about elevating and bringing people together. So next slide, please. So I already kind of went through the agenda. We're going to talk a little bit about PDX CRN, the Community Resource Network, and Amy's going to show you a little more about the platform and how you can get involved. And then we will discuss how we can promote it, talk a little bit about our purposeful projects, and then I will let you all on your way to enjoy the rain. So first order of business, I know that many of you came and saw us at Business Expo West, and I offer my sincere thanks for your participation in that. It was a great day, a really good vibe out at Tektronix, and I want to offer a huge thank you to every organization and company you see on this list because they made it possible. So thank you very much. And I am excited to let you know that the next Business Expo West will be April 11th, 2024. So, and once again, we will be partnering with Washington County Chamber of Commerce and looking forward to that. So mark your calendars and join us for that one. So we are going to mastermind for purpose, bring all of our knowledge and collaborative spirit together to talk about the Portland Metro Community Resource Network, learn a little bit about it, and then talk about how we can uplift this and help it grow. So Amy, I'm going to hand it over to you to tell us all about this great program.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I'm very excited to announce that we've launched PDX CRN piloting in Washington County. We're so excited. The CRN is a community engagement platform that focuses on firming up safety nets and expanding opportunities. It's a way for community members to be involved in a variety in meeting the needs of our vulnerable communities and populations. And it came about through Wasi Khan, who's with us today. He is the developer of the CRN, and he and Tim Sinatra came up with the idea of the CRN and established it in Marion County in 2016. And we had such success in Marion County that we decided to roll it out in Eastern Oregon in 2020. So we have CRNs in Marion County and Eastern Oregon. The Eastern Oregon CRN covers Union, Baker, and Wallowa counties. And then we also have launched now the PDX CRN piloting in Washington County. And so the PDX CRN started almost 2 years ago. We started with some community forums, and BESThq was great to work with us and help us host those community forums. And we had attendees from all 3 counties. We had 4 different sessions, and we had all 3 counties were represented, and lots of different organizations. And I think we connected with over 200 or 300 people throughout those community forums. And we gathered a steering committee from there. And the steering committee has been working over the last 2 years to launch the PDX CRN. And so we have collected registrations from over 140 members, and we wanted to have at least that many to get started so that we have enough people on the platform that can fulfill requests as well as make requests. With the CRN, you can share items on the CRN, or you can request items. And people who can request items have to be part of an organization, but it doesn't have to be an agency or a nonprofit. They could be a business owner, they could be a member of a church, or someone from the faith community. So we don't allow people to make requests on their own behalf. They have to come from a member organization. If you are not a member of an organization, you can join as a donor and you can share items and respond to requests. The goals of the CRN is really to firm up some of those safety nets and meet the needs of people in our community. Many of the requests that we receive are for household items and goods that would support someone moving into housing after being houseless. And so that's one of our biggest requested areas, but we also get lots of requests for other items and other things as well. The goals of the CRN, again, are just to meet the needs of those in our community members who can't meet their needs in other ways. We do ask that folks check with 211 before submitting a request to the CRN, and because 211 is a great resource and has a lot of resources available to them. So the CRN becomes kind of that last resort. When you can't find it through 211 or your other resources, you come to the CRN and someone in the community can help fulfill that request. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and bring up the PDX CRN here. And this is our training site, so I can show you how to become a member and how to log in and do all of those things. But it looks exactly like our regular site, and our regular site is just pdxcrn.org. And so to become a member, you just click this become a member option, and then you fill out the application form. It's a very simple form. We'll just collect your basic information and what organization you belong to, and then we will approve the registration, and you will get an email with your username and password. I'm going to go ahead and log in here, and for a second I forgot what the password was, and then I can't type it. The first thing that happens when you sign up, when you sign in for the first time, is it's going to prompt you to change your password. Once you've changed your password, you'll be taken to your profile page, and you can check to make sure that all of your contact information is correct. And you can check your request notification categories. These categories determine what kind of requests you receive. So if you only want to receive requests about specific items, those are the items that you want to check from these request notification categories. Similarly, you can also choose your request location. So you can choose which locations you want to receive requests for. Once you've updated your profile, you would save your changes, and you'll be taken to your dashboard. The dashboard would show any open requests that had a deadline within a week, or any requests that are past the deadline. Since this is our first time signing into the database, of course, there's we don't have any requests that are pending. But to submit a request, you would just click the Submit Request button. And again, the first question that we ask is, have you checked with 211? And we say yes. And then we choose the purpose. And as I mentioned, you can share items, or you can have a need, or you can seek help for a community event. So we're going to have a need, and we'll say we need a stroller. I've used this example before. And then you choose a deadline for your request. You want to give folks enough time to respond to your request, but not so long that it hangs out into perpetuity. The client location is where your client is located. So we'll just say this person's in Aloha. And then you type a brief description of what the request is. And then you have the option to list a goal. And so maybe the goal is that mom uses public transportation. You choose how others should respond to your request, and then you choose the notification categories. And you want to think about different types of things that would match your request. And so transportation, obviously, this relates to transportation. It could also relate to parenting skills and supports and child development. And so then we choose our request locations, who we want to send it to. Let's send it to all of Washington County. And then you hit submit. And once your request has been submitted, then it goes to the administrator, and the administrator will review the request and then approve it. And then once that request is approved, then that timeline starts. You can edit your request prior to it being approved, but once it's been approved, you can only change the deadline and close the request because we don't want the request to be changed midway through being fulfilled. There is, we do have a little bit of data in here to show what some open requests might look like. And so these are all some needs that have come from other CRN member sites. And we've just added them here for some examples. So you just click on the link and it'll tell you that it's a need, who the requester is, and where the client is located, and then what they're needing. And so this one, I'm working with a family who is in need of a regular sized refrigerator. The refrigerator broke and they've been using a small apartment size one for the past couple of weeks. If anyone has a standard working regular sized refrigerator to donate, please contact. And then it tells you how to contact the requester. You can contact the requester by copying the email address from the request and pasting it into your email client, or you can email the requester directly from the database by clicking this email requester button, this little envelope here. Wasi, what am I forgetting?
No, I think you have covered everything.
Okay.
With the request, yes.
So
I think this is great. This
Okay.
is so great, Amy, because really what it is it's not only, the members that join. So you have your members and then you have those with the need that the members are helping out. But the members that join really are not only there to assist with needs that come up, but they're advocates for people that have a need. And I think that's a really great kind of, it's full circle type thing. And that's what I really love about this program, is that it just kind of allows you to be a part of it from all different angles. So that's very, very cool.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, we're excited because we do get to engage with all aspects of the community and bringing this platform. We're connecting with nonprofits and for-profit businesses, the faith community, different community-based organizations. We had a presentation earlier today with the Oregon Health Authority with their community-based organizations, and there was about 30 people on the call, and I've already had 1 or 2 emails come in requesting demonstrations and more information about the CRN. And so we're really excited to be continuing to get the word out about this program. Are there other questions or anything else you'd like me to share?
I think that was great, Amy. This is definitely the type of thing where it's not, there's no obligation on your part, but it just
Right.
allows you to be a part. Hi, Diane, good to see you. Hi. It allows you to be a part of helping out if you can. And it's just a
Right.
way to bring people together that maybe wouldn't know each other or be together but it allows you many arms to the process to kind of have a better reach to help folks. So
Tracy, yeah, there was like one more thing, because now we're talking about requests, which helps an individual family or an individual person. Maybe Amy, you can talk about the event just at a high level.
Yeah, we also have an event feature that we can use to promote different activities and events. And so if we wanted to do a coat drive, we could list that as an event on the CRN and collect coats for people during the winter, or if you or a sock drive, or those kinds of things. You can also use the events to share those items. So if you had an abundance of socks and you wanted people to come get shoes or something, they could sign up and come and get shoes from you. Or if or we could also use the event for emergencies. So if there's warming shelters being set up, we could post those on the CRN so that, and anybody who, you don't have to sign in to see those events. You can just go to the website and see those events and find out where those resources are located.
This is awesome. And I've mentioned this several times with our network and serving our neighbors. We've got at least, 1,500 churches all across Oregon, and about 1,200 within the Portland metro area, and about 1,000 different nonprofits, and then close to probably 1,200, 1,500 different Christian business people. And I have a guy at my church who works for Wayfair, and he says anything, if they get a huge dining room table that has a little kind of scratch on it, and it's returned, they can't sell it. So he gets all kinds of housing goods that are returned that they can't put back on the floor or on the online platform, that he's got to get rid of. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is a great place to do it. So businesses that have extra mattresses or lawnmower parts, or, no matter what their business is, either they could trash stuff in their warehouse, or they can give it away and,
Right.
write it off as a tax donation or something like that. There's no telling, but there's tons of excess out there that's in storage that they're paying for while it could help somebody in need. And so that's the beauty of having business people who have a giving heart and have access, that they can actually become a member. Hey, I've got 20 mattresses that I need to get rid of, or something like that. They're already wrapped in the bag, yada, yada, yada. And then boom, now they've got 20 mattresses being used by people that don't have a mattress. Incredible
Absolutely.
resource. And then the faith community has people coming to our churches all the time, knocking on doors and needing help and so forth. And we don't like to give out money. Sometimes they need something besides money. And so having a place to go and put in a request is huge. And so it's good. It's a huge network. I've served in this area for 27 years, and it's been fun to be that little connector, but I'm the bottleneck. Everybody comes to me, and then I'm racking my brain and my head and looking through my database to see who can fill a need. And then now I don't have to do that. I can get out of the way and just let people loose, and all this connectivity happens online through Lossie's platform. And so it's a huge, huge potential for what we can do together if we all participate, if we all sign in with a little simple profile and just show up and watch the magic happen.
Yeah, James, you brought up a great point. In fact, you mentioned about mattress. We started PDX CRN on Monday, and there is already a request from an organization. They're working with a single mom, and she and her daughter, they moved into an apartment, and they are in need of 2 twin mattresses.
Bingo.
That aligns with exactly what you just said. And
that's exactly what it's for, right?
Would be really amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do. So with that kind of leads us in to the mastermind part of this. You now have seen the platform. We know what it's about. We know some of you have seen it before, have been involved in it. Some of you maybe have not. We really want to collectively discuss here some additional ways we can promote this. We can get the word out. We can continue to grow it. The ways that you would think of, the kind of generic ways that we've the people on the steering committee who are very passionate about it, very want to see it grow, have obviously utilized our networks via mass emails and via our own promotion. I know Amy and Lassie have been at numerous trade shows within the business community throughout Washington County. We have, we've done our own promotion with our limitations, but we'd like to utilize this group to discuss how else we could promote this and continue to see it grow and get more members signed up. So I'm going to open the virtual forum for anyone that wants to throw out some ideas, and I'll take some notes. We'd love to hear any ideas that are out there, anything that you can share that has worked for you, or just some ideas of how we can continue to promote this great resource.
Are you all networked in the next door?
So that's an interesting question. We have not plugged this on social media. And the reason is there's a couple of reasons. One, people can't make requests on their own behalf. They need to come through an organization. And so we don't want individuals who might be needing things to be signing up and then trying to get request items on their own behalf. We want there to be a vetting process and go with the go through 211.
Sure.
And we don't want it to become like a buy nothing group or something like that. And so that's a really good question, but we have not gone through social media at this point because we wanted to keep it organizational based.
Yeah. What about the Health and Human Services Child Welfare?
Yes, I
You're hooked in
presented.
there?
Yeah, I presented to both the self-sufficiency programs and child welfare programs, and aging with people with disabilities within Washington County. I mentioned earlier, we just presented to all of the OHA, Oregon Health Authority, community-based organizations. We've presented to Providence, their long-term care folks, or their social workers that work with people who are exiting the hospital and going into long-term care. So we've kind of made the rounds through different social groups and different places within Washington County, but we're always happy to take more ideas.
I know the Washington County Chamber of Commerce is engaged with BESThq now as a collaborative partner, and I'm just thinking it'd be good to be featured in some of their events as well as other chambers of commerce. And so that would be open doors if people have access to different types of chambers, the Portland Business Alliance downtown, to say, hey, this is happening in Washington County. We really do want to bring this to Multnomah County and Clackamas County as soon as possible, but we got to really get it up and running well in Washington County, and then the steering committee can decide when is the time to just simply push a button and open it up, for the other counties, as long as we have the organization signing up for it. So that would be very strategic, as folks having any kind of business association groups that could help support by opening up doors for us to be able to present the presentation on how this thing works and what its benefit is. That would be good. Yep.
Yeah, and James, you mentioned earlier, the faith-based organizations and the churches throughout the state and stuff. I think anytime we can utilize those relationships and get the word out with them, I know every time you go to church, they have the bulletins when you're leaving and stuff. If we could get in the bulletins and kind of get that in there, that would be of benefit. So I think utilizing those relationships would be very beneficial to us too.
Yeah, I think the bulletin inserts and so forth is more public facing, like social media. So you might want to just engage with the leaders versus making it open to the public. Because I thought when you said bulletin boards, what about grocery store bulletin boards? And I said, no, that's probably not a good idea.
Won't be doing this one, but we do, this is a great group. The small business community and the organizations we all work with on a daily basis is very much a close-knit group. And I think that if we can utilize those relationships and if, I told 10 people and they told 10 people and they told 10 people, it starts to, so really just that one-on-one, if we can call upon all of you, our partners, our friends, to help us spread the word. That would be greatly appreciated as well, just through your own relationships. We would really love that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
If you're watching this video, we're talking to you.
Are
So being
are
in
you based
radio,
somewhere?
exactly. Being in radio, we always said, people buy based upon know, like, and trust. And usually people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, which is 80%, 88% of purchases come from referrals from friends. And that's just the way it works. And what you did when you did do mass media like radio and social media, stuff like that, is you're creating these little pockets of discussion groups that are happening all over the city, just rather than just your own organization. And so that's the value of using media. But yes, that is so critical. Like I said, 88% of people that get something or buy something, it happens because they know a friend told them about it versus they heard it on mass media. So friend referrals are very, very strategic and work, and have always for centuries and millennia.
Anne, you asked a question. Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh, I was wondering if you were based somewhere like brick and mortar somewhere, but actually I realized you probably already said that. And, oh no, it's not like a warehouse somewhere or something.
No, so we don't, so the facilitation for getting goods from the donor to the person who needs it. The requester is the person who works as the intermediary to do that. We don't actually collect any physical items as the CRN.
Okay.
It's really connecting that person who has the item with the person who has the need. We obviously don't want people meeting in the back parking lot at Walmart or, the grocery store or something like that. So that's where the requester becomes that intermediary to get the item from the donor to the person who has the need.
So before, when you had mentioned working with the chambers, are you working with the DHS, the community partnership coordinators, because they're so closely? Okay, so Anna and her team are all good on that.
Yeah, Nancy has been working with Anna and Kaylee and Dawn to make sure they all have the information about CRN, and they've been working on some outreach to the faith community in Washington County as well as other organizations, and so they've definitely been talking about CRN as they're doing their outreach. Thank you, Sherry. That's a great idea.
What is the similar person that's at the city level? Who's the person at every city that deals with this type of request? What's their position, or who should we reach out to that this is their world and they need help? They're crying.
I'm
They got
wondering,
too much, or they don't know where
does
to
it
go.
happen at the city level or the county level? I know of a lot of county programs that work with people who have needs.
I mean, I would think that the police department is dealing directly with people's needs, and they see
Yeah.
stuff wherever they go, and it'd be cool that they would know. There's like, is there not a resource person at the police department that handles, these kind of needs, or I don't know how the things are structured to know. I'm just asking a question, see if anybody has any idea.
I think City of Beaverton has some sort of a resource person. That's a great, and I could look into that. That's a great call out, James. I'll take that one on. And James, when you were talking in your relationships with the different faith communities and the networks, so just thinking about some of those organizations that are closely tied, like the service organizations that are tied to churches, is that a connection you already have as well? Because I'm thinking like with the Catholics, with the Knights of Columbus, or some of those, they have a lot of.
I don't know everybody in the city. I've been serving
Really?
that
Come
for a
on.
long time. No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. And so I'm like I said, I'm on sabbatical for a little bit, to take a break and focus in on family. But yes, anybody that has any kind of relationships, as we're just talking, I mean, I know Chief LaBelle with the Portland Police, because he donated 30 bicycles to the Bobby Lake Soap Center. I need to talk to him. And then I know the East Precinct captain here that's just down the street who spoke at our church on a Christmas dinner, and I need to talk to him. Just, thinking about, police, they know where needs are and where things are at, and people that they encounter this stuff all the time. And, they could turn to a simple network and say, hey.
And I could check in with the county, because I know the county sheriffs have outreach folks that probably know the local
sheriffs.
So And then, and since you are on sabbatical, if there's anything we can do to support in Washington County with that faith-based outreach, we're trying, like, we're like knocking on door by door. And so
Well,
if
the
there's
primary
connection.
collaborative community of the faith community, at least the evangelical faith, not the Catholic. Some of the Catholics join us, but Kevin Palau at the Palau Association there in Beaverton is kind of the convener.
Okay.
And togetherpdx.org is the work, all the pastors working together of all the big lead cities, all the benevolence outreach pastors working together as a group, and they know about us. And then
Okay. Okay.
also, you know, all of the prayer community, which I'm a part of, and then also all of the share community, those who are sharing good news and stuff like that. So there are 4 different initiatives in togetherpdx.org. And so that's a very strategic, established, all the lead churches. I mean, we're doing a worship concert at the waterfront with Matt Redmond that's going to bring 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 people down to the waterfront in July 23rd. And maybe we should have a booth there on Sunday afternoon for Portland PDX CRN. I'll talk to him about it. Thank you for letting me remind myself about that. Yes, that's very, very strategic, being a part of any kind of faith events that are happening to let them know. And so the more the merrier.
Great ideas. I love this. These are fantastic ideas, and I've taken some notes that I can share with you, Amy. I captured some of the buzz organizations and the buzzwords and stuff, and so we definitely can do some follow-up.
I'd just like to thank everyone for all of their engagement and involvement in helping us plan this and get it off the ground. And the brainstorming today is really helpful. Thank you.
Please, everyone on this call, if you know of people that this is something they might be interested in being a part of, or even if you don't know if they'd be interested in being a part of them, share pdxcrn.org with them. Tell them what it's about, and let's see if we can't continue to see that member number rise so that we can all be helping out our neighbors.
And James, was that John Rosensteel? Is that who you said? Or is that someone else?
Well,
I already
Kevin
forgot that.
Palau. Yeah,
Okay.
Kevin Palau with the Palau Association. Yeah, Kevin Palau with Together PDX. He's not, he is listed, I think, on that network, but he's kind of the convener. He's been, since 1999, bringing the faith community together, both Catholic and evangelical, to do stuff and fun things in the community together. So, yep.
And I'm serious. If you need any boots on the ground in Washington County, I will work with Dawn and Kaylee and Annie and with DHS. We're happy to.
We are entering into a season of service with lots of service projects. Back in 2008, we had lead pastors of every city that went to the mayors of each one of their cities, and we had 300 service projects, 27,000 Christians that were mobilized to do projects. And Sam Adams, who was the mayor, said, "This is amazing. This is we're so excited. We can't wait till next year." And the Palau team said, "What? But did he say here in front of 185,000 people at the waterfront? Are we going to do this next year?" And they did. It continued. And so season of service developed into City Serve, that's now called Together PDX. And so that's been the network of the faith community working together throughout the region. And they want to serve, they want to give out, they want to help and reach. And so I'm excited to have them involved.
Well, thank you, Amy and Wasi, for all your hard work on this and for being here today to present. And we're looking forward to continuing to promote this and just make it an even bigger resource than it already is. So thank you for your continued efforts on this front. So I just really quickly, before I let everyone go into the evening, I just wanted to share the other purposeful project honorees from this year. We announced them at Business Expo West. So for anyone that doesn't know, PDX CRN was actually a purposeful project honoree back in 2021 when we were first getting it going. And now it has grown. And so we really we did it as a kind of alumni honoree this year at Business Expo West and shared. And so really glad that we're able to have this Mastermind for Purpose. In front of you right now are the 4 honorees from this year. So I'll just give you a little bit about each one of them, and then we'll wrap up. For anyone that's not familiar with Upward Bound Camp, it's a camp in Gates, Oregon. and been around forever. And unfortunately, it was deeply affected and lost in the wildfires that we just recently experienced. And so they're rebuilding. And part of that rebuild process is they're creating the Old Gate School Track and Field of Dreams. So that'll be a new addition to the camp, and one that we thought was very neat. So we wanted to highlight the Old Gate School Track and Field of Dreams as a really great project that's going on right now up at Upward Bound Camp. The kids are going to have a great time with that, and thank everyone involved in that. Birch Community Services Sustainable Families Program. Birch Community Services addresses the roots of hunger and economic hardship in Portland, Oregon. So the Sustainable Families Program is really about, one, helping families that are experiencing food insecurity and hunger, help them get on their feet, but in relationship to that, help them understand financial stability and help them with financial education so they can continue to be sustainable and continue to grow. And so we really thank Birch Community Services for the efforts that they offer. Casa Esperanza, which means House of Hope, is a program within Northwest Family Services. It's a shelter for Latina victims of domestic violence and their minor children. So it's a culturally specific, trauma-informed group home in Clackamas County, and they provide free temporary housing, case coordination, and advocacy for women affected by domestic violence. So House of Hope is a perfect name. Casa Esperanza is a perfect name because they really are offering hope and a new beginning for people going through a very dark time in their life. So we thank them for their wonderful work. And Oregon Community Solar Program is a program that offers the benefits of solar power to people that might not be able to otherwise utilize them. People that maybe don't have the funds for the panels on their roof, or they live in rentals, or they are in an area that solar power is not readily available to them. It's a subscription program that they can be involved with through their utilities, whatever utilities company they're with, to allow them to participate in solar energy. So that's another great. Ron White is very involved in that, and it's another great purposeful project and great purposeful work. So all four of these purposeful projects are going to be highlighted in future Mastermind for Purposes. So throughout the summer, we will be highlighting one of these each month to talk about what they are doing and how we can help them grow and expand and thrive. Next month's Mastermind for Purpose will actually be focused on the diversity councils out of Washington County Chamber of Commerce. So anyone that was at Business Expo West saw at Washington County's booth, they had the different diversity programs. There are 5 diversity councils. And so we will be highlighting them at our next Mastermind for Purpose, because that is a new program through Washington County Chamber of Commerce. And so we want to help them figure out how they can get a little more spotlight on their efforts to help those in their community that maybe don't get enough support. So with that, I want to once again thank all of the sponsors that helped us out with Business Expo West. It was a great day. Many of you see your organization's logo up there, and we at BESThq and on behalf of Washington County Chamber of Commerce cannot thank you enough for allowing us to once again put on Business Expo West. And we look forward to April 11th, 2024, when we get to do it all again. So we're going to stop the recording, but you are all welcome to stay on and continue chatting. I thank you all for being here and for being a part of this. Amy, I will share the notes with you. I think we got some great feedback on what we can do to continue to promote PDX CRN. So